Donnie, are you aware of Adam 22? I'm going to give you a breakdown. He's a podcaster, porn star, I guess you would call him now, right? What else does he do, John? You like him?
I discovered him through 1090 Jake.
Who's you're a big fan
1090
of?
Jake is he makes some great content. You can't argue it. He does a lot of the you can. His stuff is amazing.
I don't watch it, so
I don't. Yeah,
he does he like exposes like the snitches on
the fake
people who are like the fake gangsters, how they the rappers and social media personalities that talk about all this and that they do, and then 1090 Jake goes and gets their paperwork and airs them out.
Who's a fake rapper that he's had out? I want to know now. Do you know?
I don't even.
Like,
I don't
time?
know.
No.
I think they're big time now, but I don't.
Gotcha. All right.
I don't
mean to
know
put you
them.
on the spot. I just want to know.
It's like a beef show, It's like
So he did. He did a 3-hour interview. Adam 22 did a 3-hour interview with 1090 Jake. 1090 Jake is from Boston, Massachusetts. Is the only
he's a white blood.
He's
right?
the only recognized, actually recognized, high-ranking white blood.
Right, and he just opened with it.
And he's
is
open
he still
with
in?
it.
Is he
I don't know
still?
if he's active. I mean, it's
I don't know either. I can't watch.
I don't know anything about it, but
I know you're into it.
It's interesting, but beyond all that, I mean, they have. He has so much. I get drawn to his podcast because he has so many, and I'm not even lumping 1090 Jake in on this, but some of the other people he has on there, quote unquote pimps, and it's just it's
a circus.
It's such low IQ. He had, what's his name that just died was on there, and it was painstaking to watch.
It's like a modern day Jerry
Who's
Springer.
the guy that just died? The kid star.
Who?
Aaron Carter.
Yes, Aaron Carter.
Oh.
He had Aaron Carter on there a couple days before he died.
How did he die? Did he kill himself or overdose?
I just overdose.
Drugs, I think. And to watch, it was watching that. It was like watching a car accident.
Yeah, because he was clearly fucked up and deranged.
Yeah, had no idea. Talking about how he was bigger than Kanye West, and he was. It was insane. And then I think an hour after I watched it, I got the notification, the news notification. Aaron Carter's dead.
Yeah.
He was a brother of one of the Backstreet Boys, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
but he's famous for that podcast, and then he has the other podcast with
Isn't it No Jumper?
with his wife. No Jumper is the podcast I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Where he has a lot of the low IQ, type people on there. And then the
Podcast with his wife is wild.
podcast
I've never seen it.
with
I've
his
never
wife
watched it, but I've seen TikTok
They usually, not usually, they have a female adult film star on there. They interview them, and then together they have sex with whoever the guest is.
And then they have an OnlyFans where you can watch the video, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it's like a paid pod. It's not like a podcast you can find on YouTube.
So this is look, Adam 22, I've seen his podcast. But it seems to me that it's gotten to be completely scripted. Yeah. So he gets married recently, and then his wife and him were exclusively doing girl-on-girl stuff.
Yes.
Right?
That's what
And then they get married, and the first thing that she does is then have BBC porn with what's the guy's name?
Jason Love.
Justin pulls it out.
Well, I've read the articles, dog.
Just doing some research.
Easy, dog. Doing research for the show.
All right, so they set up we just got married. By the way, we're gonna break the seal here. She's gonna do her first in a long time, her first guy scene with Jason Love, who's a notoriously endowed porn star.
Right.
And Adam 22, everyone's calling him a cuck. And all sorts of names in the comments on Twitter, getting tons of engagement.
Oh, yeah.
They do the scene, right? It blows up. It's on my Twitter feed. I don't even follow these people on it. It's
it's everywhere.
It's trending.
There's hilarious memes.
There's people watching it, and Adam 22 is basically I'm okay with this, but then he starts playing into the I'm not a cuck thing. He starts playing into the memes because he's smart. I think
He's cashing in.
He's
business
totally cashing in.
Yeah.
And then they create obviously fake beef between him and Jason Love talking shit to each other about it. And then her pinned tweet is, "You got to respect my man if you're going to fuck me," which is just bonkers. What a bonkers statement.
2023 to the
2023 to the fullest. They
Yeah.
got kids together.
They have kids. I didn't know
they
that.
really?
Yeah, there's a whole nother weirdo thing about this whole thing. There's, if you dig into it, there's like a whole other. Adam 22 is like a creep and does some creepy stuff. I don't have enough of the information on that, but I've seen enough on Twitter to be like, oh god.
Yeah.
So my hot take on the whole thing is like, he's cashing in. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant, but at the cost of
His dignity.
BBC cuck. You know what I mean?
BBC cock.
Like that's what I mean. That's the cost.
It's WWF.
Are you willing to pay for, like what price are you willing to pay to be rich?
Yeah.
And notorious, or well known?
Yeah.
That's the price? That's the price?
Are you?
I mean, personally,
where's your willingness?
I don't believe in the cuck stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
Even if it makes you
Some things need to be sacred.
wealthy as.
Some things should be sacred.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you. Left.
Because if everything's for sale, then everything is for sale.
Yeah.
There's
no coming back from that.
But if you're okay with it, I mean, I'm not a libertarian because those people are kind of low IQ. Like, don't infringe on anybody's rights to do any. That whole come on, it doesn't work.
You're holding me back.
But I don't care. I mean, it's entertaining, I suppose.
It's sad that it's entertaining because it's everywhere, but some of the memes are fucking gold.
They're the best memes I've seen in a while.
I told John I saw one with Hasbulla behind her.
Yeah. That's Justin's favorite.
I
guy.
love him.
I
know you hate him. I fucking love that.
I want to see him ejected from a high-speed car accident. Like,
I
just
love him.
blown through the front window.
Well, it's kind of disheartening that, like, podcasts now have gone scripted.
Well, that's what I've
They
seen a
try
lot
to
of
sell. They try. They went from like fictional TV to reality TV, and then they've completely turned reality TV scripted, and it seems like the only source of like actual
content,
yeah. Like genuine content. One of the only, not the only, but like podcasts, and now they're scripted.
But you see why, like you see like Bobby Lee, Tom Segura. It's like we do a podcast every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to find content
and
to be entertaining? So you have a good podcast. If you look at your analytics, it's going to go up and down, up and down. The drama shit is going to keep people, it's going to have high views, and then it's got crossover because then you create this drama and then you can go on to other shows and you can talk about that shit exclusively. And then everybody's laughing behind the scenes because it's all fucking fake.
Yeah.
Or it's like obviously fake. I've noticed it recently. Like I watch some podcasts, a lot of the comedy stuff that I watch where there's like Fighter and the Kid, there was overlap with Tom Segura and then that camp and the Joe Rogan. It's like this whole circle of people who all have podcasts.
Yeah.
And then how do you keep that entertaining?
Just go at each other.
You have to have some kind of controversy.
Some kind of controversy.
So I think the takeaway from this is I think we got to start some fucking controversy.
Some scripted controversy.
No, like real.
you want real.
I mean, we
real
can
beef.
start with real beef.
You want real beef.
We can start with real beef, I
Okay.
think. I mean, I don't know where we would pull it out from. There's stuff. I feel like there's stuff.
There might be some stuff.
And one of I already did that.
Donnie from motherfucking left field. Nowhere. What?
You guys remember back when I was first started doing videos, I personally, and like thinking back on it, I feel like I might have been the only one with the real problem enough to like make a video about it.
Yeah,
but I felt like enough was being said and done behind the scenes that I could make a video on it. But it was more to just set the record straight because some things were said on Instagram that just weren't true, and I wanted to just get it all out there.
Air it all out, yeah.
And I'm spiteful. I'm vindictive. Like I want to fight. Like and I can't. And jail and like everybody will get mad.
Yeah,
Win or
law.
lose. That's just the kind of person I am. So the only thing I can ever think to do is like, let's start some shit. If we're gonna talk shit, let's talk shit. Like out in the open. Like who cares?
Yeah.
And I did that one video about my whole stance, Alan's stance on it, and it just died. So talking about it now 2 years later would be fucking corny as hell. But
yeah,
if anything comes up, I'll be gladly. I mean, shit, I can start something.
We know that.
There's nothing to say. It's like Well, Alan, he thought Alan used like a Spartan theme, and then it got back to us that there was like oh, you're copying because I also Greek something or another, like I Greek god, and there's I have a monopoly on that imagery. And then there was the Kobe Bryant Lakers shit, and then there was like 4 or 5 different things that happened, and I was annoyed enough to make a video about it, hoping, honestly, in my head, like this is gonna spark some shit, because at least we'll get some engagement, And I'm good at talking shit. I love it. I'll do it all day. Say whatever you want about me. I don't care. I'll watch it and laugh if you're funny, but you're not. So that sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. So I think we need to do something like that.
We need some controversy, and then we can script it and make it even better.
Yeah, we'll call them up on the side and be like, no, let's fucking ride. Call me names.
Yeah.
Call me names.
Make fun of me.
Make fun of me.
People to like talk shit in the comments.
I mean, if they want. I've been trying to get people to talk shit all the time.
does it all the time.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
One guy made a joke about your ears. It wasn't even funny.
It was all right.
Made Scott switch his seat.
That was me making fun of my own ears.
I'm teasing. No, I mean, but all these shows, man, even like I know you guys really aren't into it, but all like the sports debate shows, like I know you've heard the name Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. They all have these debate shows. Well,
Never heard of the day in my life.
Awful.
Is that about sports?
It's fucking terrible.
Sports ball?
Yeah.
I know those names.
I know you know
Did
those
they
names.
score a lot of touchdowns?
They sure did. No, they're actually analysts, and they will have a debate, and they don't even believe the things that they're saying, but it makes good.
They just want to say crazy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the one person will say something outrageous, and the person will be
Have
like,
a
"You're a nut."
What's that called in wrestling? What's it called? Like a heel, right?
A heel is the bad guy.
That's just like you got to take the opposing stance,
Even if you
bad
don't
guy.
believe it.
Yeah.
Right. Even if it's fucking ridiculous, like these LeBron James are better than like the LeBron James people there that he's better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
It's just like you're retarded. If
And
you think that.
but the point of everything I was trying to say is Adam 22 is a cuck, a scripted cuck or not. You're a cuck. It's just crazy.
Rich cuck.
It's nuts. And you got kids, and eventually they're gonna grow up, and you're gonna be paying for their therapy. So make all the money you can now.
You're gonna pay for it.
You're gonna pay for it
Psychiatry.
eventually.
You think that was the final straw that's going to cause the kids to go into therapy?
I mean, finding out that mom got married
Isn't
and
he
then
like
met
huge-
Jason Love on video shortly after is probably gonna.
Sure did.
I don't know how that's gonna play out in my childhood head.
Mom and dad are.
Kids are brutal, dude. You get a hold of something like that.
Oh, your mom and dad.
Did you see your mom's video?
Yeah. Yeah.
She
no.
was in pain. How much did that cost?
Listen.
So yeah, that was my Adam 22 thing. You got anything to add to that? I feel like.
No, I mean.
So what I'm trying to say is, we should start some dramas, unscripted at first.
I know Scott wants drama big time. John's a little hesitant, and I understand why.
I feel like he's getting every. The truth is this: is that no matter we all, it's business. It's like the fitness world. So there's plenty of beef out there. The stuff that really drives you crazy, if you don't get on it right away, if you don't fucking start some shit right then and there, then you just sound like
It just sounds corny.
You sound like you're living in
sound
some-
resentful.
and
Bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds bitter. It's like that shit happened 2 months ago, dude.
Yeah. Why'd it take you 60 days to bring it up?
And then there's the plausible deniability because nobody ever says nothing in nobody's face. Nobody ever does something.
No, it's
like
always
right in your-
hearsay.
And then you start talking shit, and then they do the craziest thing
I
in the
don't
world,
know.
which is go, I don't know what
you're
that was
talking
never
about. I didn't do
about
that.
you.
I don't know what any of this is about.
You're gonna gaslight me, and then you make me feel crazy,
Right.
And then everyone's gonna go,
Well, Scott's the crazy
Scott
one.
is crazy. He
Yeah.
does.
No, I get it. I mean, I'm sure we could think of something, and something can definitely
There's
pop
been so
up.
many fun things, so many missed opportunities.
Yeah.
We'll just have to jump on the next one.
I'm ready.
The
Next
thing-
one, Scott. I'm going to jump on.
You're
it
gonna
for
jump
you.
on?
I'll jump on
You're
it. The
gonna
next one.
Dip your toes in the water.
The next one.
and we'll just really go in hard.